It was a great day for Jim Cassidy. A beautiful ride on Omnicore to win the Derby. The big disappointment of the Derby was Omnicore stablemate Bozan. One of the other highlights of the day was the great win by Skyfall in the Gadsden. Skyfall ran a new track record. Who rode him? Jim Cassidy. A great day for Cassidy. 3 winners at Flemington on Derby Day.
Racing seemed to jump in a reasonable line. The Cooler Law missed the start and beat the habit not all that well away. Now Murta Jazz easily beaten for speed. Royal Appeal and Sculptures Blue going fast, and Such Friction's a clear leader as they settle down. Trendy Bay in behind them with Beat the Habit, Kingston Heritage, Ali Barbara and Cooler Law very green, and now Murta Jazz well back. Over the first of the crossings, and Sculptures Blue has gone through to lead now from Such Friction, Royal Appeal. Behind them, Blazing Sword and Beat the Habit, and Kingston Heritage moving up with Ali Barbara. Next, Trendy Bay, and now our Murta Jazz winding up, but he's giving them too big a start. Sculptures Blue's going very well at the 300, led 2 or 3 lengths at the moment. From in second place in Kingston Heritage, Trendy Bay, Blazing Sword, Beat the Habit. Sculptures Blue's 3 in front of Kingston Heritage. Blazing Sword's running home very strongly. Sculptures Blue's got it well won, though. It's another 2-year-old for Hayes, this time Gary Clark. Blazing Sword, our Murta Jazz flying will get third. Sculptures Blue wins from Blazing Sword. Well, Al Mactoon would be pretty happy with our Murta Jazz. He looks like he might be a really good colt third. Then Kingston Heritage, Ali Barbara, Trendy Bay, Beat the Habit, Such Friction, Cooler Law and Royal Appeal.
Well, Gary, that looks as though it's a pretty good filly.
It is, Wayne, for sure, yeah. She was quite impressive today.
Yeah, she didn't do anything wrong today. She went nice and true and she ran fast time.
Yeah, true. First time in blinkers. I think they just made her race a little bit more tractable, and she won nicely.
Gary, last time out, she wasn't as impressive. Did the blinkers make the difference today? Did that bring out the real Sculptures Blue?
Well, she ran a second slower than the horse of Murphy's the same day, and you can see it. I think it run second today, and she's improved that little bit with the blinkers to beat it.
Racing. And first out under scrutiny from Top Innings, Kintyre Star away well. Tara Path hobbled out, dropping out of it. Mondoet going around the outside about 3rd or 4th from Otway, followed by Fendalton, Rawridge the outside, Seas Rising. Laurenton and Judy Ann making runs very wide out on the track, and they were followed then by Bold Magic, Crest of Glory. Inhibit next, Iskra going around it from Jolly Fella in the all-white back near the rear of the field with Tara Path. Then above deck, and Potrero whipped them in. Past the 1200 now, and heading to the 1000, Top Innings has taken over a length and a half to Mondoet, whose rider's lost his cap. Fendalton third, under scrutiny, tucked in on the fence, a length Kintyre Star. A length and a half further back, Judy Ann, who's got one off the rails now from Otway. Then Laurenton still trapped deep from Rawridge, back on the fence, Seas Rising. A length and a half, Iskra 4 wide, Bold Magic hit the running rail, nearly fell, dropped out, passing it above deck, and then Potrero and Tara Path, Jolly Fella. Bold Magic now last placing with white all over his near side. Round the turn at the 600, Top Innings in front, a half length Mondoet going up hard ridden on the outside. Under scrutiny on the rails a length away, and then Fendalton handily placed from Seas Rising, Judy Ann. It's pulled to the outside now with Laurenton making runs, and looking for a run is Otway. Top Innings in front at the 300, kicked over a length in front of under scrutiny Mondoet. Otway trying to get out from Fendalton the outside, and they were followed then by coming home fairly is Judy Ann. Top Innings still in front. The runs are coming above deck from wide out. Top Innings a length in front. Otway trying to get out and then above deck, but it's Top Innings in front. Otway getting out near the line. Too late. Top Innings has won it. Above deck's got up for second. Otway third from Judy Ann, and then Crest of Glory. Inhibit the outside from Laurenton. Kintyre Star, Fendalton, Mondoet under scrutiny there, followed by Iskra. Well back in the field then, Seas Rising, followed by Rawridge, Potrero, Tara Path, Jolly Fella, and Bold Magic after colliding with the running rail is last. The field's settling in the stalls. There's the light. Oh, rearing one out wide. Post is due, anxious. Away they go. Lonely Dream and Knuckle collided with Grandioso. Both lost 2 or 3 lengths. Post is due was one of the first to get going. Langley has begun well from Centaur, and they were followed by Prince Palaban behind them with Smooth Regal. And further back in the field is Golden Unicorn and Potter McQueen over on the outside, improving in Stimulus. As they came down now to about the 800, and Golden Unicorn had gone up here to Langley. Then a length to Smooth Regal, followed by Centaur. Post is due on the outside. outside, Lonely Dreamer. Then Potter McQueen over on the outside from Stimulus, Grandioso, and a couple of Prince Palaban. Prolong is well back and Leisure near the rear. As they came to the 500 at the crossing, Golden Unicorn just led from Postage Due, and getting up on the inside of them there is Langley. A length Lonely Dreamer and Potter McQueen to the outside. Stimulus hard ridden, and then Grandiose, and Leisure's under the whip. Golden Unicorn just in front at the 300 from Potter McQueen, who's under the whip, and Postage Due. Grandiose putting in a run now from Stimulus. It's Golden Unicorn tackled by Grandiose, who's grabbing it from Potter McQueen. Grandiose got to the lead, 100 to go from Potter McQueen and Golden Unicorn, and then Stimulus, and Grandiose wins it. A length and a half, two in second placing Potter McQueen, third Golden Unicorn, fourth Stimulus, fifth Centaur, then Postage Due. Leisure never in the race from Langley. Well back, Lonely Dreamer lost its chance at the start. They were followed by Prince Balaban. Well back in the field is Smooth Regal, and last of all, Prolong.
Gary, I noticed on Grandiose, as you linked up with the course proper, you had to rip him across the heels of the horses in front. When he got to the outside, that's when he really started to do his work.
His last couple of runs, he's got himself in a bit of trouble racing in behind him, and he was half inclined not to want to come out. And when I got him out, he went the line well and galloped well from then on.
It was a big day for you today, a winning double on Derby Day.
Lovely day, yes, true.
Okay, Gary, congratulations.
Thanks so much.
Light goes on, they're racing. Caught them in a pretty good line. Iolani Bay got cut out and interfered with Voodoo Blues as they settled down, and Isleworth last. Sandy's Pleasure's immediately gone to the lead now from St Clair going up second, and they were followed closely by Bianco Flyer inside Sister Shirley and Sound Gold. A half length to Twining, and Tennessee Veins up about 6 caught wide though. A length to Montmatic, Bundle of Roses pulling from Impazir in the middle. Then a length further back Miss Fleet, followed by Ice Path. Behind them is Iolani Bay. They were followed by Hidden Power off the track, 2 to Voodoo Blues, Isleworth, and then further back in the field is Kelly's Angel, and last of all Temple Mystique. At the 1600, and Sandy's Pleasure's gone for home, led by 5 lengths going to the 1400 now. From St Clair up second, another 5 lengths to Sound Gold. A couple further back in the field, Sister Shirley. 1 to Tennessee Vein, a length and a half. Bianco Flyer, this leader's gone further ahead. Then Twining on the outside, 2 lengths Impacera. On the outside of it there is Bundle of Roses, Montmatic, the rails, and they're followed by Iolani Bay and Ice Path further back. Then came Isleworth, and behind those horses, Hidden Power, Voodoo Blues, Temple Mystique. As they went down to the 800 metre mark, and the leader Sandy's Pleasure, it must have taken charge of the rider. It's about 8 lengths in front, but it'll come back. In second place, Sandy's Gold, and they were followed there by on the outside, Sound Gold. Tennessee Vein, they're closing on the leader now. St Clair's getting closer on the rails. Sister Shirley's run a nice race, and then Bianco Flyer, and going to the outside of them very wide, Miss Fleet, and as they made the turn, Twining. Into the straight, 500 to go. Sandy's Pleasure only a length and a half now to St Clair. Sound Gold the outside, Sister Shirley, Iolani Bay getting up on the fence, Tennessee Vein trying to get out. Bianco Flyer called upon under a big weight down the outside, and then Impacera with 300 to go. Sandy's Pleasure a length and a half, Tennessee Vein under the whip. Here's Impacera, the danger down the outside, ran into Bianco Flyer, and it's Tennessee Vein getting up on the inside to join Sandy's Pleasure. He's getting going on Impacera now. Sandy's Pleasure fights back, Tennessee Vein in front, but Impacera's grabbing it, it'll win. Impacera's got up the win from Tennessee Vein, a great run. Sandy's Pleasure's battled on for third. Sister Shirley is fourth. They were followed then by St Clara and then Iolani Bay. Bianco Flyer, the big weight's beaten it. Behind those horses then came Sound Gold and Isleworth. Next, Bundle of Roses. Voodoo Blues with Ice Path, Montmatic, Hidden Power, Twining dropped out, and Kelly's Angel, one of the last, with Temple Mystique.
Well, Brent, that looked as though it was a great trial for the Oaks in Impacera, because she looked as though she wanted to either duck in or something was ducking out on her in the straight. What was going on there?
Wayne, she just was inclined to duck in. I probably should have pulled my stick through to the left hand, but for a moment, for a brief moment there, I thought she was going to not stay the 2,000 metres, because when, if you remember, Mick went through on Tennessee Vein. Right. For a moment I hit a flat spot, and I sort of thought I may not stay here. And all of a sudden she picked herself up and went home well. Just a bit inclined to hang in towards the finish, but I thought she ran a great race, really. There
was a slight reservation there today, 2,000 metres. You said there was a flat spot there. What about the additional 400 metres of the Oaks? Will she handle that?
I think she will. I mean, when I say that, it was just sort of a brief second that I thought, she wasn't going to go on with it. But, I definitely feel strongly about her getting the 2,500 metre. And the other thing is, obviously, she's got the class on her side.
Back in Australia, nice to be home.
Nice to kick winners home, yeah. So, you know, the prize money is staggering here today, these days, and, you know, you win a few of these over the carnival, makes all the difference.
All right, Brent, continued success.
Cheers, mate, thank you.
Racing at the first attempt. Our Poetic Prince was well away on the inside. The boy grabs hold of it. Omnicore heads it off. And here's Ascot Lane and Crush charging across from the outside, and Ascot Lane's in front. Ascot Lane to the rails at the judge, led about a length to Crush second, 3 lengths to Omnicore third. They were followed by Prince Silent pulling hard. Nixon's run right off the track. I think the bit might have gone through its mouth. Going out of the straight now, Ascot Lane's 10 lengths in front of Crush, who's slowing up to a walk from Omnicore. Nixon out wide's going up to be second now. Nothing wants to chase after the leader. Prince Silent wide. Our Poetic Prince on the inside, and they're followed by Hunter, a length and a half further back in the field, Corso Plus. Carpstad the rails, Bronx Bomber the centre, a length and a half, Bozam. Marwong on the inside, a length and a half further back, Royal Centurion all ashore, and last of all, Lord Westminster. Ascot Lane led to the 1700 by 6 lengths to Nixon, slowing a little now. 4 lengths away Omnicore, and 2 lengths further back then Corso Plus, charging around them as they slow up. Crush on the rails next, and a length further back Poetic Prince, followed closely by Hunter. Then Carpstad from Bronx Bomber, a length to Bozam and Marwong. 1.5 to Royal Centurion, and then All Ashore and Lord Westminster. At the 1400 and the leader Ascot Lane, he's given his head a little bit more, about 4 lengths now. Second is Nixon, and a length and a half Corso Plus, 2.5 to Omnicore. About 3 lengths then to going forward Bronx Bomber. A length further back in the field came Prince Silent the outside and crushed the rails. 1.5 Poetic Prince. A half to Hunter, and there followed further back a length to Carpstad from Bozam. 1 further back Royal Centurion, Marwong, a length All Ashore and Lord Westminster. 1,000 out, and Ascot Lane's only a length in front of Nixon, who's pulling hard. Racing greenly, 2 a length Corso Plus. 1.5 Omnicore, Bronx Bomber the outside. Crush going okay from Prince Silent, then Hunter. Our Poetic Prince is back in the middle of the field. He's lost a little bit of ground, but still under restraint. Here's Bozam going round the outside, starting to make a little bit of ground at this stage, and Royal Centurion is trying to follow it around the field from Marwong, and then Lord Westminster, Carpstad all ashore. Into the straight, Nixon hanging badly is almost up with this leader, which is Ascot Lane. In the centre, Corso Plus is also there. Ascot Lane kicked away a little bit. They were followed then by Crush under the whip, Hunter out wide, and let's see, further back in the field is All Ashore. Bozam can't win, and our Poetic Prince going for a rails run. They've got to Ascot Lane at the 200. If he gets through our Poetic Prince, he might beat them. Ascot Lane in front, Omnicore the challenger, and our Poetic Prince the rails. Omnicore's going home better. Omnicore's taken the lead, and it's going to win from All Ashore. Ascot Lane's run third, and ahead to our Poetic Prince fourth from Hunter. Where are these other good horses? Further back in the field then, let's see, Bronx Bomber, Bozam back in the middle of the field with Carpstad, Prince Silent, Corso Plus, Lord Westminster. Royal Centurion didn't get warm today. Nixon's hung all the way. Marwong second last, and Crush's run last.
Well, Jim, congratulations on winning the Derby. Big thrill for you.
Oh, great thrill, Wayne. It's, you know, coming to Flemington this time of year, it's always good to ride in these races, but when you can kick one home and get a bit of the money, it makes it pretty good.
Well, it's a second Derby win for you, one on Handy Proverb. Is he as good as Handy Proverb, this fellow?
Well, I don't really like to compare horses as such, but you know, he's won the Derby, so the record, it's on the board. I'll leave it at that.
Let's not take anything away from it.
That's for sure.
Jim, the run that you had in the race, everything went okay according to plan?
Went absolutely to plan. Well, there was no plan. I said to Bart before the race, what do you want me to do? And he said, well, I'll leave it up to you. So that was good enough for me, and I thought if there's going to be speed on, I'd like to be in the first 4 or 5, and I was right there out of trouble, and from the half mile in, I knew that the 2 favourites had to come from behind me to beat me, and I was travelling sweet. I hadn't spent any money, or, you know, I just cruised along, and you know, from then in, I always travelled well.
All right, well, congratulations on that performance. Just going back to one of the earlier races in the Wakeful, Sandy's Pleasure. She looked as though she was a little bit unlucky because she wanted to go very keenly early.
Yeah, she sort of puzzled me, but she hit the ground running, and I think she thought she was in a 5 furlong race, the way she wanted to go early, but it was a bit unfortunate because I think she would have won the race otherwise. You know, she got out to lead by some 7 or 8 lengths, and she got beat 3/4 of a length, so I think this says it all.
by 2 lengths. Military Plumes being eased back, and Palmyra Bay led early from Damsel. King of Brooklyn's going up 3 deep to take them on. A length and a half. Ruebatan up there 4th today from Rosedale pulling. Then a length further back, Belciano, who's gone up on the rails. A length and a half now, Military Plume from Drought there, followed by Secret Seal, and last of all, Kenzai. At the 1600 now, and King of Brooklyn took over about a length and a half, Palmyra Bay, and Wonder Ruebatan. He settled pretty well now, 3rd, a length and a half, Damsel. Then Rosedale, the outside of Belciano, Wonder Military Plume. A length further back is Drought, and a length then too at the rear of the field, Kenzai moving around Secret Seal. As they went past the 1300 metres, and the leader, King of Brooklyn, put on a bit of pace now, raced out 2.5 lengths to Ruebatan up 2nd, Palmyra Bay losing ground. Then about 3 lengths to Rosedale, passing Damsel. A length and a half, Belciano, held in a pocket by Military Plume. 2 to Drought, is travelling well from Kenzai, and last Secret Seal. At the 1000, and the leader, King of Brooklyn, 2.5 lengths to Ruebatan, about 3 or 4 lengths Palmyra Bay. There's Military Plume moving quickly up on the outside past Rosedale. Drought's gone up to follow it now on the outside, and they're followed by Belciano, who's off the fence from Kenzai. Secret Seal last, Damsel just in front of it on the corner. And the leader, King of Brooklyn, 2 lengths to Ruebatan, a length to Military Plume, and 1 length away, Drought to the outside, Palmyra Bay. Then Rosedale the centre, and Belciano, followed by Kenzai, Secret Seal into the straight. And the leader is King of Brooklyn, 2 lengths to Ruebatan, a length and a half, Military Plume, and Drought to the outside from Belciano. King of Brooklyn clear. Harry's hard at work on Ruebatan. He's not responding too well. Military Plume and Drought sticking with him. It's King of Brooklyn in front. Ruebatan's getting to him now. Then came Military Plume and Drought. Ruebatan's got to King of Brooklyn. He's taken the lead with 100 to go. He's in front. Military Plume's grabbing him. King of Brooklyn's coming again. It's a race. Ruebatan a nose in front and 1. Ruebatan's just beaten King of Brooklyn at a head away, Military Plume. They were followed then by Rosedale, a lovely Melbourne Cup run. Drought disappointing behind them with Belciano. Damsel, Kenzai, Secret Seal didn't give a yelp.
Well, Harry, congratulations. Another great effort by Ruebatan.
Thank you very much, Wayne, yes.
Any worries?
Oh, look, I didn't really ever feel he was going to be beaten, and I was trying to win and be as kind to him as possible, but win the race. Had I got the whip out on him, he possibly would have found about a half a length.
Right. Well, you were happy enough with him today?
I was.
Is he the best horse in Australia?
I think he proved that without beyond.
All right, Harry, what about the best horse in the world?
Well, look, I don't care. They don't, you know, I don't care. I go and ride him.
Now they're settling. Taj Quillo a bit toey now. Light, racing. And they've jumped away pretty well on the inside. Dancing Poet began well from Ever Ready. Taj Quillo badly checked there. Princely Heart away well from Society Bay. And there goes the charge down the outside. Skyfall was leading down the outside now, and Special's gone over there with them, and Lord Scotia from Marchakita when they settle down into stride. Then Majestic Moss on the flat side now, and Ever Ready had gone to the lead about a length and a half from Dancing Poet, followed by Princely Heart, who's up 3rd. Taj Quillo is 4th. Then Christmas Tree, Society Bay, Take My Picture. They were followed by Bit of a Lark, Coalpack a long way back with Rendu. Kenny Lass is absolute last. Down the outside, Skyfall just in front of Special, Majestic Moss. Targlish looking for room, and Marchakita, and then Lord Scotia. 400 to go. Ever Ready on the flat side, kicked away 3 lengths in front of Princely Heart, hard ridden. Then Rendu and Coalpack starting to run on as they gather up Ever Ready. The outside's with them. Marchakita's coming home hard, isn't Targlish and Skyfall. The outside might be just in front. Skyfall's the leader, I reckon, out wide from Ever Ready. Ever Ready and Skyfall, but Skyfall's going to win it. Skyfall's beaten Targlish a length. Ever Ready 3rd, Marchakita 4th. 5th in the race then Princely Heart, followed by Special, who couldn't go on today, from Majestic Moss and Lord Scotia. They were followed by Society Bay, Dancing Poet, Taj Quillo, Christmas Tree further back with Rendu and Coalpack. Bit of a Lark is back in that bunch of horses. Canny Lass, not a yelp today. And Take My Picture, one of the last. The line's good, the light's on, they're racing. Colour Page away quickly from Prince Witan south of Belmont. They were followed by, moving up on the outside, Bound to Rain, who's headed them off now. On the outside, Scavilla got away well, and they're followed by Rising Fear on the outside. They're followed by Sand Song behind them, and Bourbon Boy. Out of the straight they race now, and the leader, Bound to Rain. About a length and a half here to Rising Fear. Fear. Scarvilla's got in onto the rails third from Bourbon Boy, and Colour Page fifth on the fence from Sansong, two to Prince Ruebatan. South of Belmont next, and then came Priceless Prince, Von Anthony, and Northern Planet is last. 2,000 out, and Bound to Rain a length and a half to Rising Fear. A similar distance to Scarvilla, one to Bourbon Boy, two to Colour Page, and two to Sansong. They're out 4 lengths to South of Belmont now, and Prince Ruebatan outside it. 3 lengths to Von Anthony. Then came Priceless Prince and Northern Planet last at the 1800. Heading towards the 16, and Bound to Rain by a little over a length to Rising Fear. A length and a half Scarvilla tucked in on the fence outside at Bourbon Boy. 2 lengths to Colour Page. The two favourites are both settled well. Then a length and a half Sansong, 2.5 lengths south of Belmont and Prince Ruebatan, 3 to Von Anthony. Next Priceless Prince, and 3 lengths to Northern Planet. 1,400 out in the Delgetty, and the leader Bound to Rain a little over a length to Rising Fear. A length further back Scarvilla just shading Bourbon Boy. 1.5 to Colour Page. Cassidy's going for 4 wins on this. They're followed closely by Sansong, 2 to Prince Ruebatan, and then south of Belmont, and they've got out about 6 lengths clear of Von Anthony. With it Priceless Prince and Northern Planet last. Heading to the 1,000 now, and the leader is still Bound to Rain. About a half length to Rising Fear, getting closer now. A length to Scarvilla in the box seat. Half to Bourbon Boy, a length and a half Colour Page. He's sticking to the rails at this stage as they come towards the corner. Sansong's gone up outside him, and then a length and a half south of Belmont, hard ridden from Prince Ruebatan. 2 to Priceless Prince, Von Anthony, and last Northern Planet. They're on the corner, 600 out, and Rising Fear had gone up on the outside to join the leader. Bound to Rain and Rising Fear together on the corner. Moving up 3 deep, Sansong, Scarvilla looking for a run, so is Colour Page as they turn for home, and Bourbon Boy there but under the whip. In the straight they race, and Rising Fears hit the front narrowly from Bound to Rain. On the outside now, Scarvilla's got out. Colour Page is running on only fairly. Cassidy's had to go for the whip as Scarvilla raced to the lead. Now Colour Page is responding. It's Scarvilla in front, Colour Page under the whip, out after him, and Rising Fear still there. Scarvilla the leader. Colour Page is not getting to him at the moment. The Darwin Cup winner in front, hanging on Scarvilla, and he's going to win it. Scarvilla qualifies for the Melbourne Cup, wins the Delgetty. A length to Colour Page, Rising Fear third. 4 lengths away Sansong. It was followed by Bound to Rain, who weakened. Behind them Bourbon Boy, Priceless Prince. Then south of Belmont, well back in the field, Von Anthony, Prince Ruebatan, and last home Northern Planet.